Hi, everybody. It's Friday. It's Feel Good Friday. And it's the Friday before a holiday, which is fantastic, right? Who is ready to wear their stretch pants and eat way too much next week? I am. I hope you are too. I hope you're looking forward to it. But first, we have Feel Good Friday, and I'm really looking forward to it because I've got some fun things for you guys. I'm really, really excited to show these kits to you. I know I probably say that every Friday, and on most Fridays, I mean it. Every once in a while, a Friday will scoot by, and I'm like, oh, the kits weren't as good as they could have been. But this is not one of those times. This is one of those times where I feel like this is just straight up, easy, instant gratification, gorgeous jewelry, and it has all of the holiday feels, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm ready to put up my Christmas tree. I hope that's what I'm going to do this weekend. I have a packed schedule today. I've got a Michael's class tomorrow, taking the kids out for some shopping tomorrow afternoon, but then it's all about the tree. It's all about the tree. I know I haven't eaten the bird yet, but I'm still putting up the tree first. Oh, Cindy's off today. Hooray. Congratulations for being off. I love when you can be off either on a Friday or a Monday because it makes your weekend like just a minute longer. So nice. So nice. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Nicole. It's so good to see everybody. Colleen, my love, I'm so happy to see you. Katie's here. Kathy's here. Peggy's here. Everybody's here. Everybody's here. You don't need me to call your name out, but it's fun when I do. Because you guys call each other out with your capital letters, so I have to call you back out, right? I have to say it too. So excited that you are all here. Lori says she's putting her tree up next week before Thanksgiving, so I'm not the only one. How many trees are you putting up? Don't ask me how many trees are in my attic. I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. Hey, speaking of trees, because we talked about this yesterday, I just want to thank everybody who showed up for the extra special live with Neela and Sam yesterday. It was so much fun. My internet connection was terrible and I kept getting kicked out, but it kind of just added to the humor of all of it. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I call them my brothers from other mothers because I just love them both so much. I consider them both family. I really, really enjoy getting to be with them in lives. And we love that you guys come and hang out with us. So I just want to thank you all for showing up for that because it was so much fun. It really, really was. And then afterwards, had a long talk with Neela. It's just good. It's just good energy, positive vibes. They make me want to be a better designer and a better all-around human being. And those are the kinds of people you need in your life, right? So yeah. I'm glad that I got to do that yesterday, and I'm glad that you all were here as well. So let's see. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about our Feel Good Friday show. Actually, before we do that, let's talk about something else that might not be super exciting and might kind of be a bummer, but I mentioned it yesterday, but I'm going to mention it again today. So next week, of course, here in the States is Thanksgiving week. And originally I had planned to not do a Friday live next week. And I have since sat on that and kind of thought it over a little bit. And I think I'm going to take the entire week off next week. So there won't be any lives next week at all. I apologize for that. I just feel like it might be a good time for me to kind of reset because I've got a big shipment of beads coming in. I've got some projects that I need to work out. I've got some Michael's designs that I need to do. So truthfully, I'm not really taking time off. I actually will be working, but there just won't be any lives next week. And then hopefully I'll be able to schedule it so that I do have some family time in there. I definitely will schedule to have family time next week. Who am I kidding? I'm going to sleep late and come to the office in my pajamas, right? That's the plan for next week. So no lives for me next week, but then I'll be right back here, you guys, the week after that, ready to go. And we will hit it hard with all new things and new beads, new kits, new wonderful things. So looking forward to that. I also have a Michael's class tomorrow. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget about it. If you want to come and do it, let me show you what we're making. It's going to be a fun one. It's an easy class, which I love it when it's relatively easy, but the results are fantastic. So we're making snowflakes tomorrow for the Michael's class. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So be sure you come and hang out for those. The Michael's classes are always a really good time. I do not interact nearly as much as I do here with you guys, but I do love to see and appreciate all of you guys that are there, because all the live wires show up, and it's just so much fun. So if you have time for that, come. If you don't, and you do still want to see the project, Michael's takes all of our classes, and in about 24 to 48 hours, they upload those to the Michael's YouTube channel. So you can always watch those in replay if you want to. Okay. All right, so let's talk about Feel Good Friday. It's time. It's time. Okay, I have a lot. Okay, I have 3 maker mixes for you guys. I'm going to show those to you first. Please don't forget that our maker mixes are part of a monthly contest that we have, right? You buy a maker mix. You can buy as many as you want to, any of them that you want, and then you create a piece of jewelry using the maker mix. Mark it, put it on the Sara Lovecraft business Facebook page, or you can post it in the Live Wires group, and you are automatically entered into a drawing to win a goodie bag of fun things. So it's always fun. So don't forget that that's why the maker mixes exist. And then I've got kits for you guys. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 pairs of earrings. I have 4 pairs of earrings to show you guys, 1 bracelet and 1 necklace. And there are colors, different colors in these, okay? But here, before we get started with that, because I know you're going, oh my gosh, that's 6 kits. First of all, I had somebody ask me this past week, and I've actually had somebody ask me this previously, to please do a Feel Good Friday show that was super, super simple. And I was happy to oblige. So some of the projects today are super, super simple. And what this person was thinking, and I love this idea, was that they were going to get the super simple kits, some simple stringing, and just some simple wire wrapping. And they were going to do those with their family over the holidays. So, I mean, that just touched me in the feels, right? I got all warm and fuzzy inside, and I was like, yes, I can do that. So we've got some really simple stringing, but it's gorgeous. Got some super, super simple earrings. Amazing. And then I do have one like kind of technical, it's a wire wrap project that we've actually done before. But for those of you who are feeling like you need just a little bit more challenge, then that's what we've got for today. Okay. All right. So buckle up. We've got lots to talk about. We're going to do it right now. I'm going to turn you guys around. Okay. Let's get started. Don't mind the wire shavings on my mat. All right, so we've got maker mixes coming up first. All right, and I've got 3 very, very different maker mixes. So I'm going to start with the first one. This one is the Celebration maker mix. So this is a really special mix. I was actually really excited about this one. I don't know why I said actually, I'm still very excited about this one because this color palette is very much the Kwanzaa color palette, but it just has some sassiness to it. The beautiful red check glass. There is gorgeous red. There is a carved jade bead in here. And then the pop of black and just one little pop of that kind of golden honey color. It's just a really, really beautiful all around mix. And there are some druck beads, the drops, all of the check glass is specialty. So there are twists, there are spikes, there are some daggers. It's just a really beautiful, beautiful mix. There is some Picasso finish in here as well with some of the cubes. Really, really beautiful. So this is the Celebration mix. Super cool. All right, the next mix, this one is the Festival. Is it Festival or Festive? I can't remember. Colleen will tell us. Colleen and Nicole will tell us. So there is this one. So pretty. So this one's giving me all the Hanukkah feels, right? So there's some beautiful silver hematite in here, guys. And when I say hematite, I don't mean this fake stuff. This is a real honest to goodness hematite bead. There's one in here that is a man-made. This one is a man-made just in hematite color, but this is like the real deal. This is an actual hematite bead. There are some flowers in here, some check glass, just beautiful stuff. There are some, excuse me, some check glass daisy spacers. There are some freshwater pearls in here. It's heavy on the check glass. There's a gorgeous crystal. So if this is your palette for the winter time, then this is a really pretty one. It's absolutely beautiful. Festival, that's what this one was called. All right. And then last but not least for the maker mixes, this one is called Rockefeller. And I had such a good time putting this mix together. So this color palette is so different. It really is so different. So it's like burgundy yumminess with hematite coloring. There are some little hematite beads. Yes, those are the real deal. There is hematite metal in here. And then there are check glass and glass, just the color combination in general. Like I would love to do a Christmas tree in this color palette. And then it just has these pops of like this kind of creamy apricot color with it. It's just a really interesting but beautiful mix. So if that's your favorite, grab that one up too. I love these check glass, the big check glass in that red. So, so pretty. All right. So, Kim says, how can you tell real hematite versus man-made? By the temperature or by the bead hole? So I don't really know the answer to that question, to be completely honest with you. What I do know is that the real deal stuff, and there's actually quite a bit of it in these maker mixes. So that's a real deal. This one's kind of scratched up. I need to polish this one up a little bit. That one's the real deal. These little guys, that's the real deal. And this guy is the real deal. The reason I know that these are the real deal is because of where I got them. They're from somebody that I 110% trust. I wish I could tell you what the difference is, but I think you'll be able to tell when you put it next to one that isn't. I think you can tell, maybe not over the camera so much, but there's this kind of modeling that happens in a imitation hematite color. I don't know if you can see it. Do you see how it has like spotting in it? That's definitely imitation hematite. Whereas this it's completely uniform. The weight is a little bit different. I wish I could give you a technical answer to that, but I just don't have one. I wish I did. I really do. I need to look that up. Yeah, Kathy says hematite's pretty heavy. It is. It definitely is a little bit heavier. And if you're shopping for it, it's usually the more expensive of the two, obviously. But yeah, I'll have to investigate and let you know. All right, so those were our maker mixes. Now, let's get started with some earrings. So I'm going to start out with the most difficult, but they're still super easy pair of earrings here. And then we'll just get easier and easier as we go. So this pair of earrings, we've actually done this design before in previous kits. We're going to do it again, and it comes in 2 different colors. So the one we're going to make is this beautiful teal. You see those teal beads with that AB finish and a snowflake charm, okay? Or you can get them in green with a Christmas tree charm. So if you're feeling the green, and the green has that AB finish as well. So there's green, there's teal. Christmas tree or a snowflake. Now, like I said, we've done this before, so you're not really learning anything super new here. And it's not really difficult either. Where are the beads? Oh, it's like, what have I done? I can't make this without the beads. So we're going to make the mate to this one. Okay. So we're going to take the wire that is included in your kit. I'm just going to straighten it out a little bit here. And we're going to you can either use your round nose pliers for this, or you can use your bell making pliers for this. It really doesn't make that big of a difference. Just if you don't have the bell making pliers, don't not get this kit if you want it, because there's so many things you can use instead. So I'm going to grab the wire. Okay, everything's pre-measured and pre-cut for you. I'm going to turn a loop at the end. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing down here on the other end. So just 2 loops. I'm not going to straighten them up. They're just that little P shape, right? And they're facing each other. Why my wire looks like that? That's funny. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to use the artistic wire mandrel tool to make my teardrop shape. But if you don't have this, again, it's one of those things. It's not a deal breaker. If you don't have one, and you don't have the small bell making pliers, that's okay. It doesn't mean you can't still make this. Just find something round to use. Put your wire up against whatever you're going to use. Then you're just going to form that wire into a teardrop shape. Okay. Just like that. Oh, mine's a little crooked. But that's okay because I can fix it, right? All right, so you're just going to form your teardrop shape, right? You're going to open it up just a little bit. Now, what I like to do, and you don't have to do it this way. Of course, it's your jewelry. You can do it however you want to. But I like to grab my loops with my pliers and turn the loop towards the back so that when I'm looking at it face first, face forward, not face first, face forward. We're not falling on this. You don't see the loops, right? But if you prefer it differently, you absolutely can do it differently. Okay. All right. So there's the shape that we want to make. You can put it on your steel block and work hard in it a little bit, but you don't have to work hard in it a lot. And even if you don't have a block, that's okay too. Just a little extra insurance to keep that shape, but not super, super necessary. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take some of the wire that is included in the kit. Whoops. Okay, and we're going to start wire wrapping this onto our shape. Now you'll notice this one is a little bit more of a circle than this one. Once we get the beads on here, and we can form it into the shape that we really want it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to lay the wire across the top of the component. I like to work left to right. I don't know why, I just do. Okay, and we're going to wire wrap to anchor this wire. That's enough. No. Hey, Albert, no. Okay, so we're going to wire wrap, and of course my wire wraps are really far apart, so I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and just squeeze those right up together. Okay, about 3 or 4 wraps is all you need. Now we're going to thread on our beads. We're going to put all the beads onto this. So I'm going to put 2 small rondelles, and you can see these are that beautiful teal with the AB finish. So 2 of those. I'm going to put on 5 of the bigger ones. And then Katie, it's definitely 2 o'clock. It's because the Michael's emails are in Central Time. It kind of throws everybody off. All right. Now, there's all of our beads. So we've got 2 of the smaller beads, 5 of the larger beads, and then 2 more of the smaller beads. Okay, so you're going to thread all those on. You're going to bring those right down here to the component. Now what you want to do is you just want to guide those beads underneath your component. Okay, so far super easy stuff, right? This is not hard at all. Now we're going to take the wire over here on the other end of the beads, and we're going to wire wrap it to the component with about 3 or 4 wire wraps. Okay, don't cut off your tail. You need all this extra wire. Okay, I'm going to come in with my pliers, and I'm just going to pinch to straighten up all of the wire wraps there, just to put them a little bit closer together. Okay, now I am going to trim off the tail that's over here where we started. But now what I want to do is I want to take the wire that is left, and I'm going to do these wire wraps in between the beads. I'm going to go back and forth once and then back again the other direction. Okay, so I'm going to turn it upside down. It just makes it a little bit easier for me. So I've wrapped over the wire wraps that I just created. Okay, now I'm going to wrap. It's simply just kind of lassoing around. So I'm going to lasso around the component and between the first bead. I'm going to go to the next bead, just lassoing around the component and the bead. Same thing, right? All the way across, making sure to wire wrap your wire between each one of the beads and all the way around the component. Okay, till you get over here to the other side. Okay, we've made it to the other side. Now, if that's what you want, you can stop at this point. You don't have to go back the other direction if you don't want to. It's really pretty just like that. Okay. But I am going to go back the other direction just because I like to do it twice. So I'm going to turn this back around here, and I'm going to go just back the other way, doing the same thing, going in between each bead, wrapping around the component. Right? Just making my way back the other direction. Thank you, Wanda. I love these beads. I have them in a lot of different colors. They're so, so pretty. All right. And then I'm just going to wrap around once or twice here around the wire wraps that are already there. I'm going to trim off the tail, and that's done. So see, not super, super hard at all. Okay. And look at the results. They're so pretty. Like, who wouldn't want to get that as a gift? It's just really beautiful, right? And all your friends and your relatives will be impressed because it looks a lot harder than it actually is. The results are amazing. All right, so now all we have to do is just add our jump rings and our ear wire, and we're done. Like easy peasy, right? 2 jump rings, a charm, and an ear wire. So we're just going to take some pliers here. I'm going to open up a jump ring, and I'm going to thread on to one of the loops. I've got a 4mm jump ring on my charm. I'm going to thread that on. I'm going to thread onto the next loop and see how that kind of helps to bring in that teardrop shape. And then before I close it, I'm just going to thread on my ear wire and close it back. And that's it. That's it. Easy peasy, just really, really fun, beautiful earrings. And if they don't match, right, if the shape is not quite the same, you can always come in and just very gently, you know, kind of shape it into the shape that you want it so that they match as close as possible. This one's a little bit more rounded, but I can get them pretty close in shape, right? And that's it. And they're so fun, and they're lightweight and beautiful. They have great sparkle, but you can definitely wear them with your jeans. I mean, it's not too much sparkle. Is that even a thing? I don't think it is. So, all right, these 2 kits are in the shop. They're listed separately. So there's the teal with the snowflakes and the green with the Christmas trees if you're feeling super festive. Okay. All right, so I'm going to set these to the side, and we're going to move on. So we're going to do more earrings, just super, super easy earrings. So since I've got Christmas trees on the brain, let's do a really quick Christmas tree earring. Check these out. So these are, and remember, I'm keeping it super simple this week. We've got our little Christmas tree that's made up of bellflowers. We've got a bead cone at the top, and a star, and then a beautiful kind of cranberry bead, and then just a little bling at the bottom. Super, super easy. So we're going to put these together. This kit, of course, all of these kits are in the shop. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take an eye pin. We are going to open up the eye pin, and we're going to thread on our little charm. And we're going to go ahead and just close that back. Okay. Now we're going to thread on a spacer bead. Okay, and then our bellflowers. So there's 1, there's 2, and then our star. Oh, wait, nope, sorry. Our little bead cap and our star. I think the star is what makes it for me. I don't know. It's just something about that cute little star. It's like, yes, now it's a tree. Look how cute is that. So we're just going to do a simple loop at the top of this one. So I'm just going to grab the wire where it is exiting our bead. I'm going to bend it. I'm going to come in with my cutter tool. I'm going to trim off, leaving myself about 1/4 of an inch. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, grabbing that wire, and I'm just going to roll back towards the bead to close up my loop. Okay. So we've got our little loop. Now I'm going to take this eye pin, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to attach it to this one. Close that back, and we're going to thread on our cranberry bead. Okay. And then I'm going to do a wrapped loop at the top of this one. But if you want to do just a regular simple loop, you absolutely can. I'm going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to grab the wire right where it is exiting the bead. I'm going to bend the wire over the top of the pliers. That gives me all the room that I need for my wire wraps. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. I'm taking that wire up and over the top barrel of the pliers. I'm going to rotate to get that bottom barrel out of the way so that I can take that wire all the way over and close it up. And then I'm going to wire wrap in that space in between. And then we're ready to add our ear wire. It does not get any easier than that, right? And if you do simple loops, because you're better at those, even easier, right? Super cute. Super, super cute. Sam's in the house. Sam's here. All right. I'm going to open my ear wire. Add that on. And ta-da! How cute are those? They're so cute. Little Christmas trees. They're just so, so cute. I really, really love those. I've seen this Christmas tree design done in so many different beads. And to be able to do them in this little mix of these check glass bellflowers and those kind of cranberry colored matte beads, I feel like it's just, they're different, right? They're different, but they're still the same kind of design. But the combination just really works. Love them. All right, so I'm going to set these to the side, moving right along. We've still got lots to go. All right, so I've got two different snowflake designs for you guys for earrings. These are super, super easy. These have some beautiful beads from Danielle Wicks. So if you are feeling like doing some bead shopping, definitely go check out Danielle Wicks's Etsy shop. She has amazing beads. So this one is the clear AB. Look at that table cut check glass bead. It has its own snowflake in it already, right? So there's this one. And then the other one, if you need color, is... look at that drop bead. Is that not the most yummy frosty goodness? It's so pretty. It's like frozen. I don't even know, but it just looks frozen. That's why I picked it. It's just frozen like pool water, I guess, because like real water obviously is not that color, but that's what it reminds me of very much. So this one has a little bit different of a snowflake on it. Check glass. We're going to put these together because they're both super, super easy and they're put together the exact same way. Okay. So let me grab all of the beady goodness that we need to do these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the wire wraps on the bicones just to get that part of the project out of the way. And it's the same for both of these. So I'm going to take a little bicone and I'm just going to drop it down onto a head pin and we're going to do a wire wraps loop. Okay. So bending the wire over the top. I'm coming in with my round nose pliers, going up and over, rotate and take the wire over to the other side. Okay, and then we're going to wire wrap in that space between the loop and the top of the bead. Okay, I'm going to trim off the excess. We're going to do that one more time because both earrings have this that little element hanging with the snowflakes. Okay, so no, watching Sam is the bestest. You're so funny, Sam. The bestest. Hey, I'll come clean and hang out with you anytime. Anytime. You just let me know when. I'll hop a plane and I'll be there in a few hours. Up and over. Rotate. Take the wire. I'm actually coming, by the way, Sam. I'm making my plans. After the new year and everything in my life is settled, I'm coming. I'm coming to California. You just get ready. All right. So trimming off the excess. Okay. There's a little bit of the wire sticking out. So I'm going to come in and just kind of tuck that in. You just got to be careful with your little bicones, you know, because you don't want to crack the top of them. All right, so we've got our two little wire wrapped bicones. That's literally the hardest part of this entire design. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an eye pin. I'm going to open that up. And actually, I'm going to put these on jump rings first. Just kidding. I was getting ahead of myself there. Okay, hold on. I'm going to open that up and put these on in just a second. Let's put some jump rings on our snowflakes so that they're not super crowded in that eye pin loop. So a snowflake on a jump ring, and then go ahead and thread your bicone on, close that back. Okay, so that's for one. We're going to do the same thing with the other one. So I'm just going to take another jump ring. We're making 2 earrings at the same time here. So in case you're confused as to what I'm doing, that's what's happening. All right, jump ring, bicone, close that back. All right, now we can go with our eye pin. So I'm going to open my eye pin. I'm going to open that loop, open that up, and I'm going to thread on the jump ring that we just added, right? Make sure your little bicone is sitting in the front. Actually, that one's backwards. Hold on. There we go. Okay. And then you're just going to close that back. You want to treat the loop. Cooper, don't interrupt me. My goodness. You want to treat the loops on your eye pins the same way you do jump rings. You want to open and close those with a twist. Okay. You don't want to open and close those. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah. Did I miss something here? You don't want to open those by just pulling them open. Okay. You want to be sure that you are definitely taking your time and opening them and closing them with a twist, because otherwise you'll never get that shape back. All right. So we're going to thread on that check glass bead. Look how beautiful that is. So pretty. I love, love, love. We're going to thread on a white faceted. We're going to thread on a beautiful AB check glass clear, and then another one of those. And then we're just going to do a simple or a wrapped loop, either one. Okay. I'm going to do a wrapped loop on mine. You can do simple loops if you want. Coming in with my chain nose pliers, bending the wire. Hi, Mary. Okay. Coming in with my round nose pliers, taking the wire up and over the top barrel of the pliers, rotate and take the wire over to the other side, and then wire wrap in that space. Okay, and then you just want to come in with your cutter tool and trim off the excess. Trim as close as you can, and if you've got any wire that's sticking out, just tuck it in with your pliers. And then the only thing left to do for this little guy is add the ear wire, and then we're going to do the exact same steps over on the other earring that just looks a little bit different, right? So this one is in the shop, of course. Are they not beautiful? They really are so, so pretty. So there are those. Okay. And we're going to make the mate to this one. Okay. So we're going to follow exactly the same steps. It's just stacking our beads up. So we're taking an eye pin and we are going to very carefully with a twist, open that eye pin, right? We're going to thread on our jump ring with our snowflake and our bicone. Then you want to close that back. We're going to thread on this amazing drop bead. Came from Danielle. Is that just not a cool looking bead? It's so awesome. It's just like frosty wonderfulness. All right. And then we're going to top that one off with a bead cap that kind of just comes down and covers up some of that bead, but just adds that metal sparkle. And then we're going to add another check glass. This has a really interesting cut to it. And then a wrapped loop. And that's it, right? Ear wire, and boom, we're done. Super, super easy. Instant gratification jewelry at its best, but I've done all of the bead shopping for you. So all you have to do is just put it together, right? Up and over, rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side. And wire wrap. And then we're going to come in with our cutter tool and trim off. Whoops. Okay. And then the very last step of this, I'm going to clean up my mess here, is just to put the ear wire on. So we're going to open up our ear wire and thread that on. And they're done. And again, so, so pretty. Oops, I think I put the ear wire on that one backwards, but I'll lay it this way so you can see it. How pretty are those, right? just wintertime loveliness. And they're not, you know, they're not holiday specific. And so you literally can get away with wearing these from now until March, which is why I love snowflake and just winter themed jewelry in general, because I feel like you get so much more wearability out of it. I absolutely love Christmas jewelry. Don't get me wrong. I love Hanukkah jewelry. I love Kwanzaa jewelry. I love themed jewelry. But winter is so much an entire season. You can get away with wearing these from now until the first little bit of spring starts to show, right? So, all right, those are our two beautiful snowflake earring designs. I'm going to sit these to the side. All right, we've got two more designs to go, and they come in, one of them comes in 3 different colors. We're going to start with a bracelet. Okay. And these are super simple stringing projects. We're going to do a bracelet first, then we're going to do a necklace, and it basically is the exact same way. Okay. So I have all my little beady goodness here, and I'm going to lay this out for you so you can see what we're doing. So I'm going to take some of these gorgeous glass facets. Okay. We're going to put a Christmas tree charm in the middle of that, just like that. Okay. Then we're going to do some bead caps, and hold on just a second. We're going to do daisy. The first thing we're going to do next to these is these little daisy spacers. So I had to look at the picture because they are a little, the technique is the same for the bracelet and the necklaces, but they're kind of different, if that makes any sense. We're going to do bead caps, right? I'm just laying it out for you so you can see where we're going. All right. And then these fantastic little metallic rondelles. Okay. We're going to do little silver beads, and then look at these tube beads. They're so beautiful. They are like blue green, just amazingness, right? We're going to put those down. We're going to do another round bead, another tube on one side, another round bead and a tube on the other side. Okay. I'm feeling these tube beads like totally into them right now. Okay. Now we're going to do another little section with our little metal beads, and then our metallics, bead caps, another rondelle. See where we're going. So we're just kind of repeating our pattern, right? To come all the way around to close up the rest of our bracelet. Now, here's something that I want to mention. Okay. Look how pretty that's going to be. It's going to look much better once we get it. Once we get it all put together. All right. So I do have some extension chain with this. Because I figure everybody's going to need a bit different size bracelet. But not only do I have the extension chain in here, you have extra of the tube beads. Okay. So if you need to go ahead and do 2 more instead of 1 tube bead to add length to your bracelet, I really just wanted to be sure that everybody had enough beads to really accommodate a wide variety of bracelet sizes for this. So you've got extra beads. And in the picture of the listing of this one, I only have 1 tube bead at the end. But like I said, I included 2 extras if you need them. And then we're going to add these little beads to our extension chain. All right, so let's put this together. It's just super simple stringing as requested. So I'm all about that. We're going to take our bead stringing wire. We're going to thread on our crimp tube and then our wire guardian. So take the wire guardian through and then turn right back around and go right back down through the wire guardian. Make sure that it's sitting in the little channel, right? Take your bead stringing wire back down through your crimp, and then you want to make sure it's not crossing within your crimp tube, okay? And then we are going to crimp with our crimper tool. Where's my crimper tool? Okay. So I'm going to put that into the back notch of the crimper tool. That's the one that's closest to my hand that has the tooth coming down. That's going to help to further separate out the bead stringing wire within the crimp. Then I'm going to turn that sideways and put it in that front notch and crimp it again. That's just going to tidy it up and make it a lot smaller. Okay. Now I'm going to come in and trim off whatever excess wire there is because I don't need that. And now we're just going to do our stringing. So our metal bead, our tube, okay. And that's enough. That's enough. They hear the mail truck. Metal bead. Now, if you need extra length, add a second of the tube beads. I'm just going to keep mine like it is in the picture. So metallic bead, our bead cap. The bead cap is going to be facing towards that metallic bead. So it's kind of like a little hat on that one. One of the glass beads, another rondelle, and then our bead cap this time goes on going the opposite direction to create a little cup for our other metallic bead, right? Now we're going to do two of the tube beads. So a metal bead, a tube bead, a metal bead, and a tube bead. Wanda says, I admire the way Sara does not say a prayer to the crimp gods before crimping. I do. You just don't hear it. It's in my head. I don't want anybody to know. I don't want anybody to know. I do the same. I do the same little prayers for my crimp beads that everybody else does. It's funny because, you know, sometimes you get a bad crimp and there's no way around it, right? It happens to everybody. And I always am worried that it's going to happen in a live and I'm going to just totally mess it up. I'm going to mess it up and then I'm not going to be able to fix it. And so, yeah, I go through all of those same emotions as well. Trust me. All right. So, oh, I'm sorry. This is the front of our bracelet. We're not ready for that. We're going to do two of the rondelles. Okay. Then we're going to thread on another little metal bead. And you may not even notice that that's there. In the pictures of this bracelet. Now that's there as a protective layer between our bead stringing wire and our jump ring that has our charm on it, because I don't want that jump ring touching the bead stringing wire. I want it to sit on top of that metal bead. Why? Because I don't want the abrasion that happens between that moving jump ring and that wire. I want to protect it from that. I don't want that to happen because the movement of that jump ring across the bead stringing wire over time is going to wear away that outer nylon coating of your bead stringing wire, and it will make a weak spot in your bracelet and it might fail, right? So that's why I put that over a metal bead and you don't even notice it really. So that's what it's going to look like once you have it all together. Okay. All right. I'm going to finish with the rest of the beads. We're going to crimp this up and then we are going to move on. So I've got I've got two necklace designs for you guys, and they are basically the exact same as this. They look very, very different, but it's basically the same pattern with just different beads and with some long chain. I can't wait to show them to you because I've got one that's very Christmassy and one that's very wintry. So I wanted to keep everybody happy, right? Because not everybody does Christmas. So anybody who does Hanukkah or Kwanzaa can still have a beautiful design. I left out these guys and that's okay. I'm not going to go back. So our little daisy spacers, I was supposed to put those in between our beads here, but I'm going to leave them out. It's all good. All right. So just finishing this off again, just simple stringing. Simple stringing is so good for the soul. So I'm here for it. Right. Our tube bead. Look how pretty this is. I mean, it's just such a pretty, simple, you can wear it by itself. You can stack it up with other bracelets. It's just a really beautiful design. It's nice and sleek, right? The tube beads give it a very sleek appearance. It's not a big chunky bracelet. All right, so our crimp tube is going on, and then we're doing our wire guardian. Okay. And then we want to take that bead stringing wire back down through our crimp. And at this point, this is where Wanda says her prayers to the crimping gods, right? Make sure that your bead stringing wire is not crossing within your crimp tube. It's running parallel. We're going to come with our crimper tool, give it a crimp, and then we're going to put it sideways in that front notch of the crimper tool and squeeze. Okay, we're going to come in with our cutter. We're going to trim off the excess. And now we are ready for our hardware. Now, again, if you needed the extra tubes to make a longer bracelet, they're included in your kit for you. Okay, really quickly, though, I want to add just a little extra bit of sparkle to our extension chain. So I'm taking 2 of those metallic beads. I'm going to do a wrapped loop, and I'm going to attach that to our extension chain. If I can find my round nose pliers, like what what has happened to my pliers? They literally jumped off the table and I didn't even notice it. They were down on the floor. All right, up and over, rotate and take the wire over. I'm going to go ahead and wire wrap this directly to our little piece of extension chain. So before I do my wraps, I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and I'm going to open that up just slightly. See how I've just opened that just a little bit? That's going to help to get that on our, there was a jump ring here. I could have just opened the jump ring, but I mean, why? Leave it to me to make things more difficult than they need to be. All right, so there is our loop. I'm going to hold that with my bent chain nose pliers so that I can do the wire wrapping. And it's just that little extra, you know, if you're going to give it as a gift and you don't know what size the person's going to be, the extension chain is necessary, but it doesn't have to just be boring and plain. So with extension chains, I very often will add some sort of bead to the bottom of them. It just makes it more, I don't know. I mean, it just makes it prettier because extension chains sometimes cannot be, it can distract. It can be ugly, right? And I mean, I'm just being honest. Extension chain it's functional, but it should be fashionable as well. All right, so jump rings. Okay. I'm going to thread this one on. I'm going to put the extension chain on this side. Go ahead and close that back. Okay. On the other side, jump ring and our clasp. And close that back. And that's it. So now you have a beautiful bracelet and it has like a little dangle to it. That's our extension chain. So if somebody needs to make it a little bit bigger, they've got at least an inch worth, if not an inch and a half of extension chain here, plus the addition of these beads that you can add to it. You also get the 2 extra little metal beads, and I left out the daisy spacers, and you literally can put those wherever you want to. But such a pretty little bracelet, right? And so I was inspired by this bracelet to take it to the next level. So I'm going to move our bracelet out, and I'm going to show you this in necklace version. There are 2 of these. There's one that is this gorgeous snowflake. Look how pretty. So this is the necklace version of that exact same design. Okay. So I just took it as a bracelet and opened it up and put chain on the ends of it to make a full length necklace out of it. So in the shop, I think our snowflake is upside down. Yeah. Okay. So in the shop, the snowflake version of this comes in 3 different purples. These are beautiful rondelles from Miss Danielle Wicks. You guys go shop in her shop. She has the most amazing beads you have ever seen. Okay. So maybe not that you've ever seen. I am a bit biased, but I do love the color choices that she she shops for beads very, very well. She understands color, and it shows in the beads that she has in her shop. Okay, so this is the lilac, just straight up lilac purple. It comes in that beautiful lilac color. Okay, but then it also comes in a dark lilac, and I know it doesn't come across on camera nearly as well. It's a dark lilac. It's still lilac. It's just a touch darker, and it has that kind of Picasso on either side, but it's still very much purple. I'm afraid in the photos of the listing, it just doesn't come across, but it is purple. It's just a little bit deeper purple. And then there is a lighter purple that's even lighter than this one that also has that Picasso. It's just very, very pale, but also purple. They're very kind of moonstone feeling. Okay, so there are these three color choices for this, this in particular necklace. Okay, the one with the snowflake. I'm not going to put the snowflake one together, but I'm going to put the other listing together. So the other listing is the exact same necklace, just in red and green and gold. So I'm going to sit this one to the side, and we're going to put this one together. Okay, it's the exact same thing. So lay out all my beady goodness here. This one is definitely Christmas feeling, right? So I'm going to take my bead stringing wire. Okay, I'm going to thread on a crimp tube. It's the same pattern as our bracelet. That's why I'm not just going to lay this one out. You'll see it's all going to come together. So you only have to see the putting together of one to put together all three. Okay, so taking my bead stringing wire back down through my crimp. Okay, and I'm going to come in with my crimper tool, crimp, turn it sideways, and crimp again. Hush, hush, hush. No, be quiet. Okay, coming in with my cutter tool, trimming off the excess wire. All right, now I'm going to thread on a metal bead. Okay, now we're working from the end all the way around. So maybe it'll help if I put the snowflake one in here so you can see, because it's the exact same pattern, just with different beads. I don't know if that's going to be helpful or not, but okay. So we're doing this in gold and red and green. Okay, so a metal bead, then a rondelle, one of the red. Okay, I'm doing a bead cap that's facing the red rondelle, then a deep green. Okay, another bead cap facing outwards, and a rondelle. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. And I'm not much of a gold jewelry person, but there is just something at the holidays, and the combination of red and green and gold is like, you can't deny how pretty. Right? So a tube bead, and the ones in the snowflake necklace are silver. So these are gold in this one. All right. A metal bead. A red rondelle. So we're just repeating our little pattern right here. A bead cap. A green rondelle. A bead cap. The red. Okay. Then a metal bead. And then a tube bead. Okay, a metal bead. All right, now we're going to do our center section here. So for our center, it's one of the red rondelles, okay, a bead cap, a rhinestone spacer. So we've got extra bling in this one, and there's the same over here in the snowflake one. Two of the big green rondelles. Okay. And same thing with the necklaces as with the bracelet. I'm going to put a metal bead in. And then our charm. And our charm is this beautiful leaf charm. It's on a jump ring. I'm going to thread that on. It's going to sit on top of that metal bead so that it doesn't touch the bead stringing wire, right? We've got that nice protective barrier there. Okay. 2 more of the green rondelles. Okay. A rhinestone spacer. The bead cap kind of sits inside that like a little cup. A red rondelle. Is that not beautiful? If you love red and green, if you just love Christmas, like this design, either one of them, they're so pretty. But this red and green one has got me wanting to put up the Christmas tree and put on the James Taylor Christmas album. And I'm telling you, I'm ready. I don't need no stinking turkey. Give me a Christmas tree and some eggnog and I'm good. All right, so just finishing out our pattern here with a rondelle, bead cap, another green, bead cap facing outwards, our red rondelle, okay, metal bead. I can't wait to show you these on the bust because they look so pretty hanging. Everything looks so much better hanging than it does laying on this bead mat. So don't be fooled if you're not super impressed right now. You'll see how pretty it is once we get it all set. All right. Bead cap. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Red bead. Bead cap. Our last green rondelle. Our bead cap facing outwards. Red rondelle. Okay, and now we're ready to finish this off. So we've got our last metal bead and we're going to do a crimp. So I'm going to thread on my crimp tube. Whoops. Thread on my crimp tube. Okay. Wire guardian. Up through and then down through. And then down through the crimp tube. Okay. Bring all that down. You've got some extra bead stringing wire with this project. So if you need it for something, you've definitely got it in the kit. Okay. And then we're going to crimp and turn it sideways and crimp again. And then we're just going to trim off the excess. Now for this one, if you wanted to make this a bracelet, you absolutely could. Just put your hardware, and the same for the snowflake one, right? Just put your hardware on it and make it a bracelet. But since I was inspired by the original bracelet, I wanted to make these both necklaces. So for the silver one, obviously you're going to add your silver chain to it. For the gold one, you're going to add your gold chain to it. I included plenty of chains so you can trim it, you know, if you need to make it a shorter necklace. There's lots of chain included. So I don't think you'll be hurting for chain on this one. It will definitely accommodate a bunch of different sizes. Okay. So I'm just going to take that, attach it to my wire guardian on one end. Whoops. And I'm going to attach it the other end. My hardware is already on here. I did that last night. Okay. And close it back. And that's it. There you go. Now I know it's hard to imagine, so I'm going to go ahead and turn you around now. Turn you around now. I'm not going to make you wait. Turn y'all back around. And I'm going to put these on the bust so that you can see them. Okay. Take the bust necklace off from last night. All right, so I'm going to show you the snowflake one first. And just remember that it comes in 4 different shades. I'm sorry, 3 different shades of the purple. The colors just do not come across on camera as well as they do in person. But any of the 4 of those purples is gorgeous. So there's the snow. Look at me holding it all crooked. Hold on. There's the purple. Is that not beautiful? It really is just such a beautiful winter. And I know a lot of times people put blue with snowflakes. That's usually what I do too. But there was just something about that kind of moonstone, icy purpley lilac color that just, I don't know, it just looked beautiful with the snowflake and was just a different choice. So there's that one, comes in the 3 different shades of purple, right? And then the gold one is just so pretty. So pretty. If I can hold it on here straight, that would be wonderful. And there's the gold and the green and red. Definitely a Christmas piece for sure. Super simple, right? Instant gratification. You can put these kits together with your grandkids. You can put these together with your friends. You can put them together on your own and do them all at the same time, super quick. But you're getting a gorgeous look out of it. And it just drives home that point that I say every single week. Simple. No, beautiful jewelry does not have to be hard. Sometimes simple is all it takes to get your point across. This says holiday spirit like nothing else. Right? Red and green and gold. There is no doubting that that is a Christmas piece of jewelry. And again, it's kind of a 2-for-1 because if you wanted to make it a bracelet instead, just take the chain and use the chain on something else and just put the hardware at the end, right? And the same with the other one as well, the snowflake one. So I'm going to hold up just really quickly, and then I'll let you guys go just to hold up. Just a reminder about the bracelet. So there was the bracelet with it's a different color green. It's more of like a teal green with the Christmas tree, but definitely could be worn, with the others. So there's that one. And then all of our amazing earrings. So we have the blue snowflake ones. So pretty, right? They're so pretty. If they be still. We have the clear snowflake ones. The lights are in here are a little bright for that one, but gosh, they're so pretty, right? And then our Christmas trees, because those are adorable and I don't know. I just love these. These might be my favorite out of everything I've made. These simple little Christmas trees just have stolen my heart. And then last but not least, we have the 2 wire wrapped earrings in teal, right? With the snowflake. So there's the teal snowflake ones and then the green Christmas tree ones. And again, you could put all of the Christmas tree jewelry together and have a really beautiful set. Right? So pretty. I love them. I hope you guys love them too. I thought they were great. And somebody asked for simple stringing projects, and I was all about that. Simple stringing projects are so much fun, and it's a great way to kind of get to know your beads again, right? If you have a stash of beads at home and you feel overwhelmed, you're like, there's too many to work with here, I don't know what to put together, just pick up a handful of them and start stringing them on bead stringing wire. There is something just really calming and relaxing, and it also kind of helps you learn how to work with color if that's something that you struggle with, because I know not everybody gets color. I struggle with color. I struggle with color palettes. So having the ability to just lay out some pretty beads and stack them all up for earrings or string them straight across on some bead stringing wire is really helpful to kind of inspire you to go deeper with your designs. So yeah, I hope that's what I've done with you guys today. I appreciate everybody's purchases so much. You have no idea what it means to me. I appreciate that from the very, very bottom of my heart. I won't be here next week, but I will probably run a sale in the shop. Last night I listed some de-stash. So there are some beads in the shop that I'm getting rid of. I've got a whole box of de-stash that I'm going to be listing periodically over the next couple of days. And then probably for next week, I will run a special in the shop and I will post about it. So if there are, not the new kits, but the older kits, I'll probably run a sale on those. I just haven't really decided yet, but I'll let you guys know for sure. Just a heads up on that one. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's it for me. It's it for me, at least until after Thanksgiving. Actually, I have my Michael's class tomorrow. So if you want to come and hang out, make some snowflakes with us for the Michael's class, Definitely come and do that. It will be fun. If I don't see you then I will see you after Thanksgiving. We'll be ready to rock and roll for that amount of time right between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I got to tell you, something to look forward to, that first live back. So not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday that I'm back doing live, I'll have Sam with me. Sam and I are going to be putting together a fun design using beads from the Sam's Bead Box for November. And it's always fun to have Sam around. So be looking forward to that one. You guys have a wonderful rest of the afternoon. Hardwired group, I'll be seeing you at 4:30. The rest of you, I'll either see you tomorrow or I'll see you after Thanksgiving. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. I love you guys. I'll see you soon, okay? Bye.